Right, today, simple little job. I ordered some metal tapes. They came in. Lovely. Type 2. They have a Type 2 shell, which is okay. Got the notches for the correct equalisation, but they haven't got the Type 4 bits in the middle. And that's where the problems come, because my deck, which is a Sony TCK470, there's a video about it, which I can put a link to there. Anyway, that particular machine is a very good machine, but it has not got manual switching. It's got auto sensing. So what am I going to do? So I decided to have a look on tape heads. Well, actually, I went on to Google, went on to tape heads, and I found this thread. And this is where the problems start. It says, "Hey guys, I own a Sony TCK-A6ES and it automatically detects the tape type and doesn't have a manual switch. Thing is, I own like 15 Denon DMX 60 Type 4 metal tapes and they were given to me, and considered how expensive the metal tapes are nowadays, I'd like to get them working. Tried to record onto them, but they are obviously recognised as Type 2 and thus sound like crap compared to the DDK and Denon HDMs I have. The only solution that comes to mind is to cut the 2 extra holes in with something like a Dremel, but I thought I'd ask first. Maybe someone has some other idea, or at least some form of template so that it's easier for me to draw the holes in before cutting. Thanks." At the time I'm making this video, there are 22 answers. They mostly say, "Do not cut, beware of dust, etc." There are a lot that take it apart and swap shells, or remove the tape and cut the shell. There is even a sort of sub-thread saying, "Link the switches and remove the PCB plugs to fool the system." The Autoselect system is not going to be fooled anyway, and a couple saying, "Dump the tape, not worth it." Well, this is not what I wanted to hear. So that was where I came into the problem. I have 4 metal tapes, brand new, in high quality shells, but they're Type 2 shells. See, the thing is, these tapes are not cheap. I paid a fair price, but I need to be able to use them without disassembling the deck that I want to use. But I must admit, a Dremel is a bit extreme. What follows is what I have done to get around the problem. My main deck is Autoselect, and I'm not going to take it apart. This is the little beastie, as you can see. Nice clear shells, good quality. And as you can see here, there are what look like slots for the Type 4, but they're actually not been removed, so you can't actually use them. They've still got the covers over them. You can see it here, there are no holes. There is where they should be, but there is plastic covering them up. Just to make it clearer, you can see in the middle, Type 4 holes covered, Type 2 holes open, and record protection which are covered. There is no doubt about it, these are Type 2 generic shells, and that's all there is to it. Okay, this is what the tools have been used. 1 paring knife, 1 paper clip, appropriately folded, 1 gas cigarette lighter, and now the end results, which I'll show you close up of in a second. Not the neatest job in the world, but what you can see here is I've actually just literally poked holes in the plastic covers. And you can see because they are actually isolated, there's no risk to the tape. And melting doesn't produce dust. Anyway, so that's that. All I've got to do now is go and try them out. And this was the final cleaned up version that I used in the deck. Okay, this is something I didn't think I'd ever see. This is my Sony 470 with a metal tape in it. You can tell, if you can look past the glare, so you can get it focus. There we go, tape type 4. Right above it, it doesn't work, as you're probably aware, because you've seen my other videos. And the one above that has got, that's a metal one as well. But that one's got a bit of whale flutter problems. The one above that is superb, but I haven't used it for a while. But this is the one I want to try it out on, because this is my pet. This is my Sony that I like. If you're happy with that, you can stop now. But if you want to stay tuned, you see what I did next. I wanted a more professional looking finish rather than just a poked hole. So this is what I did. First of all, we need some blue tack, just like that. And then we need cigarette lighter, gas one. Here we have the paper clip, but you can see it's been put to a different shape, and this is the way it's going to work. I bent the end into a rectangular loop, and as a proof of concept, I did it on this plastic container here. You can see the bottom one there. And then I did the one that's on the top, and that one's a little bit neater and a little bit smaller, and it's the right size. And here's the first cassette I tried. This was just a Type 1 that I found, and I thought I'd give it a go. As you can see, it's worked almost perfectly. You can see on here, it's really worked quite well. This is only a normal Type 1 tape, but it was worth a go, and you can see where I marked it up, and that's the way it was going to go. Now, for the bit that's really worrying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that, and I'm going to warm it up with a flame, and then I'm going to punch a hole in the top of the tape, like that, and like that. The purpose of the blue tack is to make sure I don't wobble too much, because I'm old. So, warm this up until it goes red. Now this is just that happens from the tryout. This is just a normal paper clip, normal paper clip, and didn't go through. In which case, now this is where it gets a little bit more complicated.
Stop and start again.
No, that's fine. So, because it didn't go through, I've got to apply some more heat, and I'm going to do that with the pliers because I don't want to burn my fingers, and carry on pushing down. Or pulling up. Push the end of the flames a whole bit. Right, let's come out. I'll have a look at that one later. We'll try again on the other one. I'll see if I can get it a bit hotter this time. Get this really nice and hot. Worked perfectly on the Type 1. Try not to smoke the camera. That is glowing red. No, this one is really stuck. However, what I'll do now is I'll peel these off. You can see where we are. Right, so that's actually gone in quite well. And that one's obviously got the markings in it. If you can see that. Right, so all I've got to do now is extract it and possibly push it through again. Right, so. If I just try get the heat there, the end of the flames the whole bit. Right, now what we've got here is a partial job, is the holes are in the right place, they're just not all the way through. That's right. No. Play again. cheap lighters. Got them from Tesco. Aha! We now have a hole, and all I've got to do is the same on that side, because the plastic is in there. So that's a case of burning that out. You can actually see now that's the plastic burning from the original bit of that thing. I did think about doing this with a soldering iron, but the trouble with soldering irons is that they would give you all the heat you need, and you'd then have the problem that you could accidentally melt the whole cassette. Right. Pretty sure that is now usable. Yep, so now we have two holes, one slightly better than the other, to address the edges there because I don't want it to catch as it goes in and out. But all we've got, there is no dust involved, we only have a slight rise of where the plastic curled round as the tool was pressed into it. Magic. And so, after all that, this is what we end up with. This is a Type 4 tape in a Type 4 case. Or as good as, anyway. The holes are smooth, they are in the right place, they're the right size, and it works. Now, I would warn you, be careful when you're playing with fire, because you don't want to burn yourself, and make sure you know what you're doing. But I will point out here, there is no penetration into the inside of the cassette shell. If you do it properly, it works. And I think I could probably get better at it. That was literally my first time of doing it properly. And I think you could see it worked quite well, really. And I'm pleased with it. I've got another two to do. I'll probably get very good by the last one. Anyway, hope that's meant something to you. Maybe it's of use. If you'd like to subscribe and all the rest of the good stuff, I appreciate it. Apparently, doing the notification bell is an important thing, because otherwise you end up not getting the videos that you think you're going to get because they don't bother telling you about them. Anyway, that's it. Catch you again. Bye-bye. There'll be a couple of good videos up here in a second, and if you'd like to subscribe and do all the rest of the stuff, would appreciate it. It helps get the channel out there. If you get anything from these videos, or even if you just think they're amusing, then maybe click a like, share them about. Appreciate it. Catch you again. Bye bye.